What is going on, everybody? Great One DeVore, Havoc, Banks of America. This is the Not for Debate
Back
podcast.
at it again.
My man, I missed you. I missed you, Havoc and Banks. I just want to say that first and foremost.
Wait,
Uh,
pause.
hey, it's
Come
all
on
love
now.
here,
Come
brother.
on now.
It's all
No,
love here.
don't do
Now
that.
It's
don't
much
enter.
it's much
Now,
appreciated.
yes. See, thank you, Havoc.
Don't do that. Pause.
Uh, you guys be sure to go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe button, and most definitely share. And also be sure to check out Havoc's personal channel, No Passes Given.
Going live
Again,
tomorrow night.
going live tomorrow night. I'm gonna say I missed you guys on Monday night.
You know
Uh,
what? Likewise, man. It's a real strong community that we have that we're growing, building out here. So, hey, man, it's good to be missed, I guess.
I did want to say it's in the groundworks. I already told Banks while we was backstage, Havoc, but
Yeah.
we are on the cusp
Mm.
as far as being a podcast on Spotify and Apple iTunes.
That's what's up.
I would probably say give me about a day or so for me to get this intro together, and we should be all green.
That's what's up. I mean, it's only the natural progression of things, right?
Yes, sir.
So, I mean, this is beautiful news, and it's really a testament to the amount of support that we got and that we can do this. I think the last show, at least the last show I was on, which was like Saturday, I believe, or was one, I don't even remember.
Wednesday.
Wednesday,
Mhm.
we had, we had well above our usual numbers. So, hey, it's always a testament to the people, man. We here because the people let us be here. So, shout out to y'all.
Absolutely. Banks,
Shout out to
I
Big
did
Homie.
want to holler at you for a second because I did see today on your Facebook story that you were on a meal plan. Is that one of those things that you see on the commercials on TV where they deliver these healthy foods to you, or you just make these? Well, I consider how I'm looking at the container, that looks like something that's store
You're
bought
saying
anyway.
Banks is on a meal plan now.
Yes, he is. Now
Yeah, man.
motivate the folks, man. Motivate the folks, because I feel like the last clip that I posted up on my Instagram, as far as an educational standpoint, people like that. So motivate the people. I don't want to say overweight people, but
I don't think that's.
people that want to make a change
There you go.
to
People looking to make
to
progress.
themselves. Yes, thank you, Havoc. People that want to make a change.
Mhm.
Motivate those people for me real fast for about 30 seconds.
All right, you fat slobs. It's very simple. I came into a point in my life where I really wasn't satisfied with the way I look, my body appearance. Even though I don't have a problem entertaining a woman entertaining me, I wasn't that happy with myself. So I'm on a personal weight loss journey. I was actually blessed by my next door neighbor. If to let the be truth be known, my next door neighbor was actually giving away these boxes of pre-packaged meal plans, and I was like, she's like, "Hey, do you want this?" I'm like, "Sure, Miss Betty, I'll be glad to take that from you." So she's like, "Listen, man, I see that you're going out every day working. I jog at least 3, 4, 5 miles a day. Just try to cut back on some weight, man. I was over 311 pounds in November. I'm down to 282, and that was without even working out, exercising every day, and running. So I'm incorporating cardio in my fitness plan now, just trying to get myself back right. But I'm thankful for her, man. It was God, bro. It was literally God just saying, hey, that's why I'm taking this thing personal, because this stuff costs money, bro, and I'm getting it for free. I get 7 meals a week. Every Wednesday, there's
Wow.
a brand new box of meals waiting just for me from my next door neighbor. So if I can motivate anybody, man, just go out and do it, man. Don't wait, don't procrastinate. Another motivation for me too was Action Bronson. I know you guys know who that guy is,
Mhm.
right? Action
Yeah.
Bronson has all lost over 125 pounds. I don't know if you guys follow his YouTube channel.
Oh yeah, he's from
He looks
Queens.
amazing. Oh yeah, you got it. You got to know all about it.
Mhm.
He looks amazing. He was a fat slob, but he looks good now, bro. So it feels good, man. It feels good, and they taste really good. I just had chicken teriyaki with like some cinnamon yam pieces and some damn, have it help me, bro. The little Brussels sprouts.
Okay,
Um,
that's what's up.
so
Well, I mean, we're all rooting for you. We're all behind you. You know, we all want to see you succeed, and I like you said, you didn't like the way that you're looking. You decided to make a change. I just want you to know I've never liked the way you look, so I'm welcoming this change.
That's all right. That's all right. Hey, and a big thank you to everybody that comes by every week to the podcast, man. Again, this dream was just a dream a few years ago. It's starting to become more and more. Thank you, Big Herm. It's starting to become more and more of a reality, and we couldn't do this without you guys. But it's time for me to lay some ass down in this podcast because let's go.
Golly.
Let's go.
We gonna be there soon, Devore. We gonna be there soon.
Let's go.
I'm not even concerned about it right now. We got bigger issues to deal with as far as the Miami Dolphins are concerned.
We got some fish to fry.
Moving forward.
It's a lot of spice going around Miami right now, bro. Ooh, you guys should hear it.
It's I can hear it from up here.
Ooh, I think you guys should take it. Take the bait.
We gonna get to that in a second.
I figured
we gonna get into that in a second. But what we gonna start it off with the biggest topic of the day for real, right? James Harden being traded to the New York Nets. Now, bear with me. Brooklyn Nets. My fault. The Brooklyn Nets. Now, bear with me because a lot of stuff went down as far as within this trade. Now, Banks, I know you was the first one I actually did that broke it to me for make me to actually look at the details. But this was a trade between the Houston Rockets, the Brooklyn Nets, the Indiana Pacers, and the Cleveland Cavaliers. Mm-hmm. The Houston Rockets would receive at first Caris LeVert, but the Houston Rockets ended up trading him to the Indiana Pacers for Victor Oladipo. Also from the Cleveland Cavaliers, the Rockets would receive Dante Exum. The forward from Brooklyn,
Kirkic.
Thank you, Kirkic. I was gonna butcher that up like a mug. And the Cavaliers ended up receiving from the Brooklyn Nets center Jared Allen and forward Tyron Prince, and draft picks for the Houston Rockets.
Many draft picks.
Yes, they would receive. The Rockets would receive Brooklyn's first-round draft picks, the 2022 first-round draft pick, the 2024 draft pick, the 2026 draft pick, but they would also swap picks with the Brooklyn Nets, the 2021 pick, the 2023 pick, the 2025 pick, and the 2027 pick. And the Cleveland Cavaliers will receive the 2022 first-round pick and a future second-round pick from the Indiana Pacers. And the Brooklyn Nets would just receive a 2024 second-round pick.
Man, NBA GMs out here talking behind everybody's back to orchestrate something like that. That's weeks in the making. It sounds like to me, and that sounds like Brooklyn is trying to make the equivalent of their Big Three move that the Miami Heat made a couple years ago. This is their equivalent. Now. Based off talent alone, that's a squad. Now, the real question is, Brooklyn has given up 4 first-round picks and are engaged in 4 first-round pick swaps, which means that I believe the Houston Rockets have the option of either using their pick or swapping their pick with Brooklyn. So either way, Brooklyn is at a deficit of picks for the next 8 years. The next 8 years, they are at a deficit in terms of the first round of the draft. So, boy, I do not know how this is going to work. It's a lot of talent, but I don't. Is James Harden planning on getting into shape at any point in this season?
He has a reason now.
Like is Kyrie, does he still want to play basketball? Like there are so many questions. This has got to be by far the moodiest Big Three I've ever seen in my entire life. That's my 2 cents on that.
Yeah, I thought the trade was I think the trade works out if Kyrie gets his mind right. I know everybody's poking fun, saying how they gave up their bench and that. You gotta understand, Brooklyn gave away two guys that are starters on other teams, but they're not starters on the Nets. Like Karis LeVert doesn't work with the Nets. Jared Allen, I think, was the biggest piece in this entire trade because he's a big and he plays really good. He's a really good center. He's probably one of the best up and coming centers in the league. So that was an asset. And people gotta understand, when you're involved in trade talks and you're trying to make moves, it requires pieces for pieces. You can't just trade crumbs for shit. These teams are going to want some type of collateral, and that unfortunately had to be Jared Allen as well as Karis LeVert. And then you got to also talk about Oladipo getting out of Indiana. Everybody that moved today were in situations they didn't want to be a part of. Jared Allen actually had an issue with not being a starter on the Brooklyn Nets. Karis LeVert had issues with being in trade talks over and over and over. Oladipo is very unhappy in Indiana. So everybody that got moved, it's expected. It was required. I feel like Houston is ultimately going to end up winning this trade, even if Brooklyn wins a championship, because Houston set themselves up for the future, like big time. Houston pulled a Miami Dolphins move. They have 4 first-round draft picks in the next couple of years. That is ridiculous. Like, they finessed that game completely. They did exactly what a team should do when you're trading a superstar cornerstone of your franchise. When you're trading somebody in their prime, like James Harden. James Harden's not even 30 yet. So, I got to tip my hat off to Houston for that, man. They definitely finessed the entire league just then. Because now, in terms of Brooklyn, I mean, who knows what we expect from these guys? I expect based on the trade, it's championship or bust. I mean, we all know that now. But the problem we have in hand here is the fact that Kyrie is just not there. Mentally, he's just not there. Mentally, physically, he's just not there. And there's also reports that have come out, too, saying that Kyrie, the reason why he's sitting out, this is crazy.
Are his chakras misaligned?
Not even just his chakras.
Okay.
The reason why he's missing out time is because...
did the crystal store close? Why isn't he playing basketball?
Man, listen, this is crazy. Apparently, he was upset because he wasn't involved with the hiring of Steve Nash.
Oh, my gosh.
That's one. Okay. 2, they say that him and KD are at risk.
It's interesting to bring up because I don't think Kyrie has been in a situation that he hasn't found a reason to get up out of. And as talented as he is, he is just one of them dudes. And to be honest with you, James Harden may be one of them dudes as well. Just because, the dude's clearly overweight. So, for me, man, you are banking your franchises. The next eight drafts, you're banking on James Harden, Kyrie, and KD getting you more than one championship. Like, if they did all this for one championship, I don't know if it's really worth it. But I'm looking at it, Harden's 31. They all basically in the same age range. Listen, man, when you got KD and Kyrie, you know a move is on the horizon to do a big 3. Now, they'll dominate the regular season. That's if they actually decide to play games, because trust me, they will all be taking very regular breaks throughout the season. Kyrie is basically on vacation right now. So, is it from a culture perspective? Is there enough there to keep everybody focused on the goal?
Not
right.
This
isn't Miami where you got Pat Riley and Alonzo Mourning and Udonis Haslem to keep and Dwayne Wade to keep everybody focused, and LeBron James. All these people are focused on winning. Do you have enough of that in Brooklyn to keep all these pieces in line and also keep them all happy? Because we've seen what James Harden will do when he's not happy. He goes to the Waffle House. We see what Kyrie Irving does when he's not happy. He goes to the Crystal Store. So boy, this has great potential to be something that can really work out, but this has potential to blow up magnificently. So we're going to have to see.
So let me ask you guys this: as far as the Houston Rockets are concerned, looking at their current starting five right now, would you change their current status from? I believe we had them sitting at like the 7th or 8th seed when we had this conversation before about potential trades for James Harden. Would you bump them up in the West playoff picture?
Well, the East playoff picture.
Yeah, the
West.
East. No, I'm talking about Brooklyn.
No, I'm talking about the Rockets.
Oh,
Oh,
you about
The
Rockets?
West. The West. Yes,
to be
as far
honest,
as yeah.
I like Houston better as an overall team after this trade. Because you're talking about you got Boogie Cousins, you got John Wall, now you got Oladipo, you got Christian Wood.
I like Christian Wood. That boy's bad.
They still got PJ Tucker. Like they have an actual NBA
Eric
roster
Gordon.
now. Eric Gordon. They have a legitimate NBA roster, and I think this team will work together way better.
They got something to prove. James Harden
Yeah.
turned his back on them. I don't know if you guys read the comments from DeMarcus Cousins.
I heard it.
So they're all pissed off with James Harden. That went down.
Yeah, man. I like Houston better after this trade because you're not playing Harden ball anymore, where he's just dribbling the air out the ball all day long. Y'all gonna actually have some ball movement. You know, Boogie's gonna touch the rock. Oladipo's gonna touch the rock. Y'all gonna have to have like an actual team instead of just James Harden dribbling and everyone staring.
I don't know why James Harden would even want to. I mean, me personally, I would love to play with John Wall. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
I feel like John Wall is an upgrade over Westbrook, but I don't know what Harden saw. I mean, maybe he's just frustrated with the direction the franchise is headed. I mean, I don't know why he would. I mean,
I think he saw that Houston's best crack at a championship is over.
Right. Their only chance was when they had Chris Paul, and unfortunately, Chris Paul got hurt.
Well, what happened was, what was that game 7 where
Game 7
they couldn't hit a 3 to save their
Oh my
lives?
god! I think they still could have won that game if they didn't try to shoot so many threes.
They would have won that game if they would have shot 20% from 3. They would have won that game. Like, and that goes back to the narrative of James Harden. Look, man, he has a reputation as not necessarily being the strongest of playoff performers in pressure situations. So, and that's going back to the Oklahoma City days when he was in the finals. They all had not great finals, but James Harden especially. Several Houston runs that we've seen. James Harden coming up short. So, look, man, Kevin Durant, man, he solves a lot of problems. That's all I know.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think KD takes pressure off all that because
100%.
Yeah, KD, they're gonna win and lose with KD. That's just what it is. They're gonna win and lose with KD.
Yeah.
KD has, even in this trade, KD still has the most to prove out of everybody. He still has the most to prove because we are calling some, including myself, would consider Kevin Durant the best basketball player in the league. Whereas others would say it's LeBron James or Giannis or Curry or whoever. I strongly believe that Kevin Durant is the best basketball player in the league. But some people are afraid, they're reluctant to relinquish that crown to him simply because of the whole Golden State thing. People just can't get over the fact that he would leave the Thunder, go to Golden State and play with a team that bounced you out in the playoffs. Then you win a championship. The whole cupcake thing and all that stuff. So all the pressure to me is on KD.
I hate that argument, by the way. I hate that argument.
I don't like it either.
I hate that argument.
Me too.
Like
he was a free agent.
Like, people have to understand this ain't the 70s where dudes is like car salesmen in the off season. Like we got players out here making 10 times more money than their coach. We got yeah, you're saying, oh, you gotta stay loyal to but stay loyal to what? They'll trade you in a second. They will trade you in a second and not even think twice about it. So it's like a one-sided relationship where you want the player to be loyal to an organization that'll bounce them up out of town whenever they feel like it, right? Like, the only organization that has a leg to stand on in terms of we look out for our guys is the Miami Heat, because they don't keep Udonis Haslem. They're gonna keep Haslam around as long as he wants to be around. And even when
how old is Haslam, by the way?
he's like 42 now.
He's like 40 something.
I don't
Yeah,
know why I feel like he's like about to hit 40 in his 50s.
He's yeah, right.
He's been playing a lot of ball, man.
Yeah, but even when Miami Heat players retire, they get front office jobs.
Yeah.
So, you know that this is not normal, and to me the usual just escape of the NBA. There ain't no loyalty, man. It's all business. It's all business at the end of the day. If it's in your business, you want to win championships, that's your business. If you want to get paid as much money as possible, that's your business. But this whole loyalty, man, this is like, why you want to be loyal to a multinational billion-dollar corporation? Like, what loyalty is there in this except loyalty to yourself and your bottom line?
My bank account.
Yeah, exactly.
Really quick, sidebar. I definitely want to shout out because we were both absent last podcast episode, but definitely want to shout out Shake. Shake's not here this evening, so we definitely want to. Shake took a night off because needs some rest, so we want to shout out Shake.
Salute.
Get your rest, brother, and also Iconic Freeze. Thank you for stopping by, joining the podcast, chiming in. You had some really good input about the Baltimore Ravens, brother. I'm happy Lamar Jackson won. I'm right with you on that one. So thank you for coming by the podcast, brother. We appreciate you. If you are in the chat.
Oh, hey, them not for debate benefits is hella good, ain't it?
Right, man. Right, man. But wait a minute. I mean, who approved the time off, though? I mean,
you said what?
Are we paying him for that? Are we paying him for the night off?
I thought, you get paid time off. You definitely get paid.
Has he been here past his probation stage? Did he been have past his 90 days?
Yeah, he been past. It's been past his 90 days. Yes,
he's past his 90 days.
He got his ID card, right?
Your hire date was what? October. Hire date was October. So yeah, you
me and Shake got
so you want me to sign a check then, right? To sign a check.
Yeah, you got to.
First of all, me and Shake came aboard the same day, so I'm gonna need one of them checks too.
They get their union dues.
Well, you have bereavement. I mean, bereavement.
Right.
Yeah, bereavement, you automatically get paid. You get.
There's no question there. We're talking about rest days. He called out. It's a difference.
It's all a matter. If he called out 6 hours before his shift starts, he's all good.
Actually, he did. It was about 30 minutes before live.
All right, well, we don't talk about with HR.
I mean, how about we do this? How about we just discuss it further backstage?
Right.
All right. You might not be in next episode, Shake.
All right, I'm gonna try to mix in these divisional games as we progress through these other three topics that I got, these juicy topics that I got sitting in the back here.
Oh, man.
But obviously, Banks, I know you weren't here Monday to talk about your Rams' amazing victory against the Seattle Seahawks. Now, this week you get the opportunity to double down as far as your Rams are concerned against the Green Bay Packers. What you think?
Not doubling down. That's not happening. I done came a long way, brother. I think I'm going to be a little bit more respectful to a better team because technically they are a better team than us, offensively especially. And they have a better quarterback. They have everything in line for them right now. They don't have all the injuries that we have or anything like that. But as I've been saying before, I seen a meme today that showed there was like a guy pedaling a bike, and Cam Akers' face was on the front of the bike. The defense was the second person, and then Jared Goff was being pulley. He was the last person in the back, like saying,
"Yeah."
Akers and the defense is pulling Jared Goff to the Super Bowl. But I tell you this, if the Rams beat the Packers, in my opinion, there's no doubt we're going to the Super Bowl. There's no doubt. Because we should be good enough to beat everybody else in the NFC.
I'll tell you, because last week I saw a dude named Warford was starting, so I was like, oh man,
and he was playing well. He was saying okay.
He only played like 5 snaps.
He got
they were good 5 snaps. Don't shortchange my boy.
It was no good 5 snaps.
He got about 10 minutes in. He got his 10 minutes in.
10 minutes in. Yeah, the playoff lights got to him.
No, man,
Well,
Jamal
no,
Adams' damn shoulder.
that damn concussion got to him. But
That illegal hit.
yeah, no,
Illegal hit.
That was illegal.
It was legal.
It was legal. It was legal. But
Oh, that's why Cooper Cup made up for it though. You remember that catch?
Yeah.
Ooh, boy.
Look, I was highly surprised. This has got to be the upset of the playoffs so far, and I didn't give the Rams a chance, man. They came out here, the Seahawks came out here sleeping. The Rams jumped on them so fast, but
especially with them without Aaron Donald later on in the game, and they were still able to apply pressure on Russell Wilson
for 2 quarters.
Yeah. And also, maybe, I don't know if this is something that's consistent amongst the playoffs right now, but Pittsburgh came out dead asleep against the Browns. So, look, man, I think you maybe some of these teams feeling themselves a little bit, coming in thinking, we got this. And then
didn't we all pick the Steelers too? By the way, I think we all
that was because of COVID.
Right. Well, I know.
Yeah, that's because the Browns didn't have their head coach.
We would have picked the Browns if COVID wasn't on the table.
Yeah,
I would have picked the Browns. Yeah, I think we all would agree that we would have picked the Browns.
I didn't see the Browns hitting them with 28 in the first quarter.
No, definitely not. Yeah, definitely
not. with their head coach at home.
Right. Yeah.
There's no way you can call that. But man, in terms of the Rams at Pack, I mean, I think I've said before, the Packers are my favorite to go to the Super Bowl out the NFC. So, obviously I'm a roll on their side, but in my opinion, man, the Rams getting past the first round, that's a season accomplished. That is them reaching where they need to reach this season. Now, if they can beat the Packers, then it's all a cherry on top. But the Packers, Packers are really good.
Not beating the Packers.
The Packers are really good.
I don't think I hear that point, and to counter argue it because I'm going to keep emphasizing on this point. And I just want people to pay very, very close attention to this. The Rams, if there's anybody that can stop the Packers, it's the Rams. We match up with them everywhere across the board. Defensively, okay? The defense is what I'm banking on. I'm banking on big plays because our defense gave us a pick 6 last week. We also had 8 sacks. We did really well. I'm banking on that. Now, the likelihood of us getting another 8-sack game, especially against Green Bay and that offensive line, slim to none. But Bakatiri, if I pronounce his last name correctly,
Bakhtari,
he's not playing.
Mm-hmm.
So
what's Aaron Donald's status?
He's playing. He said he feels good. He feels healthy. He feels like his regular self. He will be there on Saturday at 4:30 Eastern time. I'm still concerned about Cooper Kupp. Still concerned about Jared Goff, but that's the offensive side of the ball. But I feel if the defense can continue to play how we've been playing, and we can at least contain Devontae Adams in some form of fashion, and allow Aaron Rodgers to find other receivers, allow Aaron Rodgers to use his running game and keep the ball out of Aaron Rodgers' hand, we have a legit shot at beating Green Bay. That's just my opinion. Will it happen? Who knows? But I think we can pull it off. I think we can.
It's possible. It's possible. Listen, man, I done seen the Browns come out here looking like come out hot as fish grease in the playoffs. So anything really is like Kevin Garnett said, man, anything is possible.
Anything is possible.
So look, man, and particularly in the season, in the circumstances we're in right now, bro, you don't know who you facing week to week anymore.
Banks, you know what? Because
the board, really quick, put up that Big Hearn comment really quick. Can you just put that across the ticker, please? Thank you, Big Hearn.
Big Hearn, I didn't get an opportunity to touch on this on Monday because I felt like DK Metcalf really got exposed in that game as far as him being a route runner as a receiver.
Mm-hmm.
He is not a top 10 wide receiver at this point in his career. I know a lot of folks have hyped him up throughout the 2020 season because of that whole thing that happened, that Monday night game against the Arizona Cardinals that rolls his stock up. But watching him against Jalen Ramsey during this wild card game, the man they was just playing bumper cars with each other. He can't create no separation whatsoever. He seems to me like he's a one route kind of receiver. And looking at Jalen Ramsey, they're the same build, height. So that strength aspect, that bully ball aspect that DK Metcalf does on corners, that's not gonna work on Jalen Ramsey.
That's what makes Jalen Ramsey so good, in my opinion, because he is strong enough and big enough. Jalen Ramsey 6'2", 6'3", bro, like 210 or something like that, and the guy can run like the wind. He's not a slow corner either. He's a safety playing corner,
basically.
Yeah.
That's insane, bro. He's insane. He's insane. But he has a big ass task this week against arguably the best receiver in football.
And he can route run. So let's see what he can do.
Without a doubt.
And catch.
He has hands. He catches everything.
Mm-hmm.
But I did notice this, though, after watching some film earlier. He does most of his damage from the slot, though.
That's cool. Is Jalen going to follow him to the slot? That's the $1 million question.
Yeah, Jalen. Like,
you sound hella confident in that.
He has to.
He has to.
Yeah, he has to.
Okay.
He has to.
There's
nobody else good enough in our secondary that can contain him.
You just gave the audience something else to look forward to during this weekend's game. Let's see what Jalen Ramsey gonna follow number 17 the whole game.
This is gonna be the best game of the weekend.
Somebody's getting fired if he doesn't. You got a whole Jalen Ramsey. You looking at Green Bay? Are they still running around with Marquez Valdez-Scantling and Geronimo Allison? Come on now. Everybody knows the vibes when it comes to the playoffs.
You know what, Havoc? Another thing that I did notice about the Rams, they are Cam Akers or bust. If Cam Akers does not set up the play action for the Rams are done.
That's been our offense since McVay's been there, bro. The play action is a big part of our offense.
But you're done. You are done.
Did a great job. The Dolphins, prime example, did a great job of that. We couldn't fool them at all. They weren't. The Dolphins weren't fooled one minute because we had Jared Goff at quarterback.
Yeah, man. That's that. You know, I'm looking forward to watching this game actually because we got some underdogs going into the second week of the playoffs. So I'm looking forward to this.
Absolutely, me too. I think this is probably the second best game of the weekend.
No way, it's the first.
We gonna get to the first the best game in the weekend.
Don't ever disrespect us like that again.
But give it a moment. But Andre Johnson. Those of y'all that don't know who Andre Johnson is, former wide receiver for the Houston Texans, probably University of Miami receiver, probably the most quiet receiver of all time.
The quiet destructor.
That's a real thing.
No, I don't know. It's just made
I know he let his hands do the talking when it came to Cortland Finnegan.
Oh yeah.
My man hit him. My man was like, "Take your helmet off."
That was out of character of Andre. That was really out of character,
bro. Sometimes you gotta break it to show it, bro. Like
his hands looked big as hell when he was swinging at him.
Yeah. So here's the situation here, right? So the Deshaun Watson, the Houston Texans quarterback, is extremely upset with the Houston Texans organization because of their whole hiring process. He feels like he was left out as far as the whole hiring of the general manager, and he feels left out with the hiring of the head coach. One of the main.
Kyrie.
Would you say Banks?
Oh, he's Kyrie.
I wouldn't call him Kyrie.
I wouldn't go that far.
Yeah, I wouldn't go that far.
I'm
like
pretty
Kyrie,
sure Deshaun Watson thinks the world is round.
Yeah, that's a whole other story. But when from the perspective of a Deshaun Watson, you would think, as far as him being your best player on your team, he deserves to have input as far as future transactions concerning the front office, surrounding him with the proper pieces for him to succeed, well, for the team to succeed. But Andre Johnson just tweeted out because of the fact that Deshaun Watson wants out of Houston because of what the past situations. And I quote, if I'm Deshaun Watson, I will stand my ground. The Texans organization is known for wasted players' careers
Talking
since
about himself.
Jack Easterby has walked into the building. Nothing good has happened for the organization. For some reason, someone can't seem to see what's going on. Pathetic. And this has 3 exclamation points. And I can't imagine Andre Johnson saying this because, again, when I was watching Andre Johnson play, I was a big fan of Andre Johnson growing up. Didn't really have an attitude, didn't really raise his voice. He just had the same mellow tone,
quiet,
voice. So, like, for him to come out and tweet this rocks the world. It just rocks the world. Like, you just get a brand new perspective.
I don't think he's ever been in the news for anything negative at all. He's always been in the news for positive stuff, especially that toy drive thing that he does every year. He still does that. He's really big in the community. Even in Miami locally, he does a lot.
Yeah.
So you're right. I mean, it's for him to speak out about that. That says a lot.
Well, Andre Johnson is like the NFL version of Joe Johnson. Just like, always just a dude who does his job real well. You don't hear too much out of him otherwise. But what he's talking about is organizational culture. He's basically saying that the Houston Texans are going to Houston Texan. They got a way of running things and they ain't going to change. Even when they pay a recruiting firm, I don't even know if it was it was a consultancy firm, hundreds of thousands of dollars to find and vet a general manager candidate, and then they pick a general manager candidate that wasn't even vetted by the consultants that they hired.
Right.
So clearly, when it comes
to Bob McNair still their owner?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, but Cal McNair, right?
The son. That's the son.
Yeah. Yeah, Bob McNair died, right? Cal McNair's in charge now.
Yeah, Kyle McNair's in charge. Bob McNair died.
But, wow, I didn't know that. I forgot he passed. Damn.
It appears that the organization is running the same exact way. So if I'm Deshaun Watson, number one, if I'm going to try and do a leverage move, you got to do that before you sign the long-term deal. Once you sign the long-term deal, you know the cap ramifications of you moving. So your options are highly limited. And I don't even know if Deshaun Watson even said what was attributed to him saying what he actually said. But, look, man, if you're Deshaun Watson, you looking at the next 3-4 years, playoffs are not a real possibility. It's not a real possibility for you. So in his mind, he's like, hey, I'm out here taking these licks for nothing right now. So I'm staring down the barrel of the prime of my career, and y'all don't know what y'all are doing. Now, that is an argument you need to have before you sign that long-term deal. But once you sign the deal, y'all are married. At least until the guaranteed money dries up. Y'all are basically married, so...
Now, what if the Houston Texans promised Deshaun Watson some things behind the scenes that we don't know about, and he went ahead and signed the contract because of those promises?
Deshaun Watson, once he saw that organization trade DeAndre Hopkins for a bagged lunch, all promises are off the table. Anything they told you is a lie. He should have realized that. Once you see DeAndre Hopkins walk out the door, and what comes back in the door is David Johnson, the broken down remains of a running back that at one time was good. You have to understand organizationally what's happening around you. They don't know what they're doing.
Well, let me ask you this real fast, because you got to think of it from this perspective as a competitor. Mm-hmm. Maybe just being hypothetical here. Maybe Deshaun Watson probably thought to himself, critics may have thought that the reason why Deshaun is so successful is with DeAndre Hopkins. So he's proving. You think I'm reaching here, Vex? You think I'm reaching?
Yeah,
you think it's a reach?
I think that's a bit of particularly in the NFL, and just I think from a fan's perspective, they look at the big names and they think if you got a big name quarterback, that means that you're winning something. But I think, and particularly for a veteran in the league, should understand better than anyone else, you need a whole ass team to win. Ain't like this whole quarterback putting the team on his back. That's all good and fine for the regular season. Once you get into the playoffs, you need a whole team to do anything. Like the whole I can win it by my own. That's a basketball mentality.
Mm-hmm.
That's a James Harden mentality. That rule does not apply to the NFL at all. So for me, once you see DeAndre Hopkins walk out the door, you see a bagged lunch walk right back through the door. You already know they don't know what they're doing. They don't know what they're doing. And you just signed off the prime of your career to this franchise. Now, the price was right. The price was right. You're set. Your family's set for the rest of your life. But in terms of success, don't look for too much of that. I understand why you want out, but it's a hard bargain because your salary puts you in a tough decision. It puts you in a position where basically you have to be traded for another quarterback of an equivalent salary. The quarterback is the only position salary wise where you can match up players. So, hey man, we'll have to see. But if I was Jimmy G, I would not buy a house.
What you got, Banks?
Yeah, man. I think Havoc just took all the words out of my mouth. Honestly, that's a good take, man. Everything Havoc said for the most part is true. I do feel like there might have been some smoke blown up Deshaun Watson's ass a little bit. And I feel that was kind of unfair, but that's out of his control. He doesn't control the team. He doesn't have the ultimate say so at the end of the day. That decision was exclusively made by the then coach and general manager at that time. So whether Deshaun Watson agrees to that trade or not, it wouldn't matter because the decision was going to be made whether he liked it or not. Whether the contract was signed before or after the trade, it wouldn't matter. So I feel bad for him in that aspect because we got a guy that could potentially, on a lot of people's radars, including mine, could be an NFL MVP as well as on the right team, a Super Bowl winner. And he's just that damn talented. You know what I mean? It's there. You can see it. I couldn't even believe he fell that low in the draft when it happened. I was blown away by it because his college career, it just spoke for itself. I mean, this is a guy that single-handedly beat Alabama by himself. Like, once I saw that, it was just enough. That's why I fell in love with guys like Lamar Jackson. Once I seen how Lamar Jackson handled defenses like Florida State, for instance, I knew this guy was going to be special on the next level because Florida State puts out pro-level athletes, Hall of Fame athletes every year. So now the more on the point of Andre Johnson's tweet. Again, this Andre Johnson just ain't know anybody in the Texas franchise. That's just not. He just ain't know anybody. That's somebody that has enough clout as just maybe JJ Watt. They are the Houston Texans. They were there since the exception where Andre Johnson was. And you got a guy that's lived out his entire career in JJ Watt. So when these guys speak, it's going to be heard. So it definitely sounds like there's some type of personal thing going on there for Andre Johnson. I feel like maybe there's some things behind the scenes that happened while he was there that he just wasn't happy of it. But again, Andre Johnson's demeanor and attitude isn't to go out and speak about it. He just, like we said, he's an even kill. He just, keeps his mouth shut. Like Larry Fitzgerald was another guy that you don't hardly ever hear anything about. You'll find out about their careers after they retire. They'll probably come out and say a couple comments during interviews and stuff like that because they're just not those type of players. To speak about the franchise or anybody else. They're not that kind of guy. So when I sent that tweet information over to DeVore to the group chat on Twitter, it actually surprised me because I think a buddy of mine actually big shout out to my boy Steve Lopera, one of my closest friends. He actually was the one that sent the information over to me, and once I got it, I sent it over to you guys because I just thought that it was crazy to see Andre Johnson talk like that because he never talks like that ever. So there's more fire than smoke here. There's definitely some fire. And he laid it out there. So we'll just have to see how it plays out. Man, Deshaun Watson, I feel bad for him, man.
I want to address a little bit.
Said, once you sign that, go ahead.
Oh no, I just want to address uh, some of our loyal fans in the comments section, with Big Earn in regard to talking about FSU don't put out much anymore. You're right. Boy, they used to be a football factory. They used to be what Alabama and Clemson are now. And it's been a rough decade for FSU. Ever since Jimbo Fisher won that national championship, it's been rough at FSU. So but they still get top level athletes.
Yeah, it
though.
looks like my boy, my brother in that chat. Yeah,
What's that?
That's my brother in the chat, Marquel Griffin. What's up, bro?
Oh, shout out to you.
That's one of my brothers in the chat, man.
Shout out.
What up, Quell?
What's going on,
bro?
man?
Appreciate you.
Yeah, Jimbo messed us up. Well, y'all didn't give Jimbo the keys to the kingdom. You just gave Jimbo the keys to the kingdom, y'all would still be good. But moving along.
I did want to touch on the Houston Texans before we end up moving on to the next topic. They don't have a first round draft pick or a second round draft pick. Cap issues, and also one more thing is because I remember Banks brought up J.J. Watt as far as being one of the greatest Houston Texans of all time, along with Andre Johnson. There were two times that were very, very noticeable when J.J. Watt spoke as far as apologizing to the Houston Texans fan base and how the Houston Texans have failed the fans. So I'm beginning to wonder, was that a sign right there?
Yeah, it's I think so. Because here's the thing: when the owner is out in public, ain't nobody running up on the owner trying to talk to him about what's going on with the team. Because don't nobody know really what the owners look like. But J.J. Watt's out in public.
Right.
J.J. Watt's out in public. People are going up to him, asking him every single question left and right. So he's more of an ambassador of the team than the dude who owns the team, quite frankly. So I get it. And, when you have a relationship with the community the way he does, he feels an added sense of accountability when the team isn't performing well, when in reality, they let a head coach be a GM, when in reality, he probably shouldn't have been the head coach, and he definitely should have been the GM. And
Right.
he done gave away, and the thing about the Deshaun Watson thing that's so sad, y'all don't even have the resources to get better. You don't even have the resources to get better.
Right.
So, hey man, if I was him, I'd be trying to get out too. I get it.
I think that's what he's looking at too, because he's. I think he's looking at it as like, man, I don't have shit going on right now. Like, I don't have. If I wanted to even ask for a guy like, let's say Julio Jones, for instance, because a lot of people saying Julio Jones may end up being in Houston next year. Who can we give up to bring in a guy like Julio? Like,
Houston Texans need to rebuild. They need to rebuild. That's the answer to that question. They ain't a player away. They're a whole defense away. Outside of J.J. Watt and well, I don't even really know who else, but they're I mean they are so
they really don't have anybody else.
They don't. They really don't. So I mean, Bill O'Brien, boy, did he give them a parting gift on the way out the door.
Boy, did he Adam Gates that thing, didn't he?
Next topic. Which my boy's about to have an interview with the Philadelphia Eagles. So
to do what?
How?
Tone that down.
Do what?
To be the head coach.
Oh, that's not a good idea. It's not a good idea.
Hey,
we'll see.
To each his own. But next divisional game, we got the Baltimore Ravens at the Buffalo Bills, which I think
Bills are looking pretty legit out here in these streets, man. It's this Josh Allen has not shown a speck of not being anything outside of all-pro quarterback this season. And then you put an all-pro wide receiver in his lap, and then you accompany it with a defense that's I mean, they got everything you need from a serious Super Bowl contender. The Bills have. Now the Ravens got over that hump. Lamar Jackson got over that hump. But I mean, in my opinion, the Bills are, and the Ravens are a good team. But in my opinion, the Bills are better than the Ravens. So and at Buffalo too. Man.
Hey, really quick, guys. Did you guys see Von Kowski's comment? It says the Dolphins have resources.
We
I guess
gonna
that
get to
means
the Dolphins. We definitely gonna get to the Dolphins. We definitely gonna get to the Dolphins.
That's hilarious.
We do have resources though.
So I'm assuming you're going with the Bills have it.
Yeah, 100%.
Thanks.
Well, isn't this the game of two quarterbacks that you said weren't good quarterbacks?
Hey, Lamar still ain't a good quarterback if you ask me.
Yeah. Keep your mouth shut. Keep your
What you
mouth shut.
mean? Like I asked Freeze on Monday, was he concerned when Lamar threw that pick? He said, "You damn right he was." I'm pretty sure most of the Baltimore Ravens fan base was concerned. So Lamar won this football game with his legs, but it's okay though. It's okay.
It's okay to say I was right, bro. That's all I'm trying to tell
King
you.
Mel.
It's okay to say I was right. That's all I'm saying.
What you right about? He won the game with his
Josh
legs.
Allen was going to be that dude. I told you that.
Wow, you got one right. By the way, I'm still waiting for Dak Prescott to get that contract.
Oh, it's coming after this season. You best believe it's coming. But
yeah,
anyway,
a 1 year deal, $6 million.
They franchised Dak again. That's another $25 million in the bank.
They're not franchising that dude, man.
They gotta sign him.
Who gotta sign him? We gonna say this for a different pod.
Yeah,
let me know what you think about
these conversation.
These Ravens and Bills.
We'll go there off season. But anyway, yeah, big ups to both of these quarterbacks, man. I'm a big fan of both of these guys. I love Lamar Jackson. I love Josh Allen. What's up, King Mill?
Appreciate you coming through.
I really don't know who to pick in this game. I honestly don't. The hot hand is saying take a ride on the Buffalo Bills and just continue your way through the season. Buffalo is looking very unstoppable. Their defense is clicking. And then the backside says Lamar Jackson's coming to town. And the way that Baltimore has been looking the last few weeks, especially that running game has picked up the smoke again. They got the juice. And we saw last year what happens when that run game for the Ravens clicks the way it does. It is very, very difficult to stop. Lamar Jackson had another 100-yard playoff rushing game. He finally got his first playoff win, which I'm so proud of him. He finally got that much needed win. I'm sure that took the monkey off his back. So now, guess what? He can just really relax now. He can just come out there and just play ball. So my pick. I'm gonna go with the Ravens. I'm gonna ride with Lamar and say that the Ravens are gonna upset the Buffalo Bills. In a close game, I'll say like around. I mean, both teams could put up 30, so we'll say like 34, 31, maybe like a close shootout.
The Buffalo Bills' rush defense is a little concerning to me.
Did you see the Ravens' defense last week? They took care of business.
I feel like they were trying to force feed Derrick Henry in that game. They should have put the ball in Tannehill's hands a little bit more, but
that's their.
But they did
that's their game plan though. Put the ball in Derrick. You gonna live or die by Derrick Henry.
That's understandable, but you still gotta adapt to the game. Like they were selling out to stop Derrick Henry, and AJ Brown was killing Humphrey during the course of that game. He was getting the tight ends involved with Ferkser.
AJ Brown's nice.
Yeah, so by them trying to sell out to stop Derrick Henry, they should have set up the play action a little bit more. They should end up spreading out the receivers a little bit more. So I'm gonna be
honest though. Be honest, because we predicate this podcast. That's one of the main things that we said we wanted this podcast to be when we discussed it years ago. In the Twitter chat, you blamed this loss specifically on one person. I would like for you to acknowledge who that person was.
Vrabel.
You lying ass.
I did say. Didn't I say Vrabel?
No. Do I need to bring up the chat? Do I need to bring up the chat?
Bring it up,
bro. It's too many messages to go back and bring it up. No, you did not say anything about Mike Vrabel. You blamed that loss on Ryan Tannehill.
I put it on Brady.
About Ryan Tannehill, and you said it was his fault that he lost that game. I just want to hear you say it. That's all I want to hear you do. And then we can move on to the next topic. I just want to hear you say it was Ryan Tannehill's fault. Because in my opinion, it was.
Well, I'm gonna put it 70-30. Vrabel 70, Tannehill 30.
Hey, boy. Hey, you be tucking your tail between your legs, boy. Listen, man, I never thought I would see the day. You be running, man. You be
How
running,
I run?
boy.
It's Vrabel's fault too. I'm not gonna put 110 on Ryan Tannehill because, like I said, the play calling. The first drive of the game, you would drive it down the field by throwing the football. Now you want to, just because Derrick Henry has a temper tantrum on the sideline, we want to hand the ball up to Derrick Henry all the time, and we coming down to what, 2 straight 3-and-outs, and we going into the fourth quarter. The Baltimore Ravens taking the lead.
True. I think they're at a point now where they know that Derrick Henry, but butters the bread, but you can trust Tannehill in those situations to do something at this point in his career. I mean, he's shown that he can, he ain't just a dude anymore, right? Like, he's been balling the past few seasons.
He's a bad boy. He threw 33 touchdowns and 7 interceptions or something like that. So he's playing. This is gonna hurt Bake's feelings. He's playing like a top 5 quarterback right now.
Who?
You heard me, Ryan Tannehill.
You mean like top 5 in the playoffs?
Why would I hurt my feelings? I gave him props 2 weeks ago. I said that Ryan Tannehill's playing the best ball of the year. He should have been.
Yeah, but you ain't put him in the top 5 though.
Oh, Ryan Tannehill has to be in the top 5 this year. He has the stats to back it up. I mean,
he should have been in the top 5. Oh, we didn't do a top 5 this year, so we definitely gonna be doing a top 5 sometime in the near future.
Yeah. Tannehill will probably be in there depending on how I'm feeling that day. By the way, what's up, Cat for Life, man? Thank you for dropping by, bro.
Yeah, man. It's I didn't see the Titans going out like that. I'll say it like that. Like it's one thing to lose, but I didn't see them going out like that, man. And it's like, Cypress Hill, we ain't going out like that. I didn't see them going out like that, man, but it just goes to show. And then it goes back to what I said before earlier in the show. When you win the playoffs, you need a whole ass team to win. So, hey man, just goes to show your number one option gets locked down. You gotta have Plan B, Plan C, and Plan D. And Tennessee was very reluctant to go with Plan B. They just want to hit that Plan A, and just run Derrick Henry no matter what. And you got to be adapted to the environment, man.
Oh, and to correct what I said earlier, I did say Tannehill effed up. That must have been somebody else that said that too.
My thumb must have slipped, y'all.
Yeah, my thumb must have slipped, definitely.
Bro.
But definitely, I'm putting 70% on Vrabel for catering to Derrick Henry by him having that temper tantrum on the sideline. Excuse me. Browns at Chiefs.
Okay, now here's where the underdog runs out.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Y'all, I mean, you know, the Steelers, they didn't show up until the second quarter of the game. I don't think the Kansas City Chiefs are on that game plan. And that is, I don't even know how you just fall. You don't even show up the first quarter of the game. But for me, man, I mean, look, man, it's the Chiefs. We all know who the Chiefs are. We know what they're about. It's damn near the same crew from last year coming back, probably a little bit upgraded. So, I mean, and I said I think the Chiefs are going to go back to back. So I got the Chiefs in this game.
I don't see the Browns have any chance of winning this game, to be completely honest with you, Banks. Like, I just feel like Baker Mayfield is not – he cannot get into a shootout with Patrick Mahomes if it comes down to that. They're either Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt or bust. Chiefs.
I'd agree with that.
I don't know, man. I'm gonna be the black sheep. Give me the Browns for upset. I know this is going to sound crazy. This podcast is probably going to lose so much damn credibility, and I'm sorry.
It ain't going to lose no credibility. They gonna
I'm
they
just sorry.
gonna
Sorry
they
if I
like
lost you guys' jobs.
Yeah, they
you
just
know
gonna find you on Twitter. That's
yeah,
it.
they gonna send me tweets saying, "What the hell was this dude talking about?"
No, man. Hear me out though. Hear me out. Um, like King Mill just said, it's a good point. Thank you for the feedback on that, Mill. He brings up a really good point, man. Uh, it's the playoffs is played at a different pace, man. We get the whole up and down the field, spread attack that the Chiefs bring to the table. But I think Cleveland is confident enough, and they're led by a head coach that really seems to have his shit together. And I think this guy has this Stefanski guy. I'm surprised, man. He really seems to have a game plan for the squad, and I can't do anything but stand behind it. They have a two-headed monster at running back that nobody has been able to stop this year, with Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb. No one has been able to figure those two guys out, and Cleveland has been running the ball very well. Um, the deciding factor, of course, would be the quarterback position. Of course, we know Mahomes is, the best, one of the best, if not the best quarterback in the league. But I don't think it's a lot. It's a tall task for what's the kid's name, Baker Mayfield, to have to go out there and put the game in his hand. He doesn't have to feel like he has to go out there and win it because, like we mentioned, you got two running backs that are very difficult to stop. And that running game for the Browns it needs to be respected. If Kansas City can't stop that rushing attack, bro, it's going to be a long game, and that means a lot less time that the Chiefs have to move the ball up and down the field. Now we all know that when they step on the field, lightning can strike in a second. We definitely know that, but I don't think it's safe to take that chance because Cleveland can strike as well. I don't know if you guys have been paying attention, but that offense has been looking super damn good. And then we got to respect, King Mill, you bringing up some great points, man. Like Mills, I didn't even think about Myles Garrett, but Myles Garrett is the primary de facto there on the defensive side of the ball. And then we're not even. It's rumors that Denzel Ward may even be playing this game too. So I don't know, man.
It's tough.
I got Cleveland. I'm going to go with Cleveland, man. My heart is telling me to stick with Cleveland. I'm going to go with Cleveland.
That's an upset special. You going with Cleveland?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Cleveland. Upset special. I'm going to say Cleveland is going to beat them. I'm going to say Cleveland's going to beat them. I think Cleveland pulls it off, man. It's going to be so damn hard, though, but I think they can do it. I really do. I think they can do it. It's underdog week, baby. Underdog week for me.
Okay.
You on your own, buddy.
Only underdogs this week.
Yeah, what it seems like, right? What do you guys think of my chance of playing out on the ticket? What do you think? Should I do it or nah?
Oh, you said putting it on the ticket?
Yeah. Should I bet?
Well, money on the line?
Yeah, bro. A couple dollars ain't gonna be no big deal.
Shit, a couple dollars. Money is money.
Hey, when the money is won, the money needs to be collected.
Yes, sir.
Right. Oh wait. Nah, never mind. Just keep going.
Yeah.
Just keep going. Just keep going, bro. Never mind, Rod.
Moving along.
All right, so we just got finished talking about Deshaun Watson. Obviously, the word around Miami right now is the best possible trade partner for the Houston Texans to ship Deshaun Watson out of Houston. And obviously, the Miami Dolphins have came up considering the fact that they have a lot of draft capital, currently sitting right now with the third overall pick in the 2021 draft and also the 18th pick in the 2021 draft. Also, the third pick used to be the Houston Texans pick. That was the whole Larry Tuttle trade.
They want their picks back.
They want that would be the best possible solution. Yeah, that would be the best possible solution for the Houston Texans as far as being able to, I would say, build the roster back up if they were to get rid of a Deshaun Watson. But there was an article that came out today by the Miami Herald. I believe it was by Armando Salguero. I was going to try to paraphrase it, but I didn't want it to be taken out of context. So I'm going to have to read the whole article to y'all, especially you, Havoc.
Oh, my gosh.
Should I go to sleep?
He said, should you go to sleep? No, because I feel like it is imperative that I get your opinion. I feel like us Miami Dolphins fans, we have a little bit of a biased opinion when we have these discussions. So I feel like your opinion is pivotal
Read the article, man.
to topics like this, right? All right, so like I said, this article is by Armando Salguero, and it starts off by saying the Miami Dolphins, like all teams that are finished with their seasons, have promised a period of self-evaluation. I think right now we're going to focus on evaluating the team, evaluating the roster, and creating a vision for what we want 2021 to look like. Coach Brian Flores said last week. That's a one day at a time process, and that's kind of the early part of the offseason. But here's something strange. On the same day last week, Flores and general manager Chris Greer spoke of needing a thorough look in the mirror before deciding on a course for 2021. They also told us the most important decision of 2021 is already made. Greer said Tua Tagovailoa will be the starting quarterback for 2021, which suggests a long evaluation or deep exam of the starting quarterback position is either complete or not necessary. And that caught the attention of at least three players within the team because they told the Herald in recent days they didn't see enough from Tagovailoa in 2020 to promise him anything for the next season. I understand what they said, one player said, but I don't understand why.
What are these players' names?
It doesn't matter.
No, it does matter. It does matter.
It does not
matter. Of course it matters.
It does not matter.
Of course it matters.
And don't interrupt me. I'm not done. These players said they remain hopeful Tagovailoa will improve, but admitted he was not outstanding as a rookie in their opinions. And anyone who watched the Dolphins last season indeed saw Tagovailoa was good at times and not good at others. I think Tua has made a lot of improvement, really developed over the course of the year, so we'll just continue to try to make those improvements, Flores said. But the concerning thing to the players who spoke to the Herald is they are not convinced Tagovailoa is going to be great in the future. They said they were unimpressed by Tagovailoa during training camp to the point they thought he wouldn't be ready to play in 2020. They said they were caught totally off guard, as one put it, when Tagovailoa was named the starter the 7th game of the season. And another said that before the season finale, when players were informed by Flores that Ryan Fitzpatrick would not be available against the Buffalo Bills, he was disappointed because he believes Fitzpatrick was better than Tagovailoa. These players speaking anonymously, listen to this part, Havoc. Listen to this part. These players speaking anonymously because they say coaches demand they never voice any concerns in the media all agree Tagovailoa is a great person. They say he's humble and quiet and a competitor. This is good. But the players also say they don't see a special trait in Tagovailoa's skill set beyond his accuracy. One defensive player said he isn't impressed with Tagovailoa's ball. Yes, Havoc. Ball velocity or arm strength or ability to make off-schedule plays with his legs. So he ultimately questions whether Tagovailoa will ever be able to match the feats of other quarterbacks in the AFC, such as Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, or Deshaun Watson. Those are the boys we got to beat, right? This player said, it looks right now like that's going to be a big challenge. An offensive player said he likes Tagovailoa a lot as a teammate and is hopeful he becomes great someday. But that same player added he got frustrated when Flores told the team Fitzpatrick would not be available for the season finale against Buffalo. We also think next man up no matter what, the player said, but I saw Tua as the next man up because Fitz was better. This raises questions about the confidence at least a handful of Dolphins players have about the 2021 starting quarterback.
Please put me out of my misery. This is middle school level journalism.
The truth hurts, don't it, Havoc?
The middle school level journalism.
The truth hurts.
You doing a comprehensive report, but based on testimony from no one you want to name. We ain't talking about Russian spies or nothing. I don't care what Isaiah Ford is telling you about the quarterback or whoever. I don't know who it is, but
we sure love when what was that receiver's name that put them videos of Tua throwing during training
Oh, Kirk
camp?
Merritt.
No, it wasn't Kirk Merritt. It was somebody else who got cut. He came from the Lions. What was his name?
This happened this training camp.
Yes, Tua was throwing the football. We didn't have no film of Tua throwing the football.
Are you talking about the dude that got cut and then they signed him and he got cut again?
Yes. What was his name?
No one knows. DeVore. No one knows.
Okay, but my point is, nobody had the problem when he was a practice squad kind of player.
So let's count him as one of the sources.
You can do whatever you want, but it's
okay.
The fact is that it's out there.
Okay. DeVore, this is you know, when it comes down to this team and this franchise and this city that we're talking about right now, and when I say that we as fans have never quite seen a rebuild like this, where instead of plucking veterans from free agency and trying to patch it up and make it work, we're actually comprehensively cleared the deck in our building mostly from the draft, in a thoughtful and comprehensive manner. And first of all, you have a quote from a player saying he doesn't have a special trait except accuracy.
Players.
Accuracy is not a mind-blowing. Next.
Havoc. Let me ask you this. I just want to say this real quick, because accuracy is a very, very important trait for a quarterback to have. But with that being said, if the quarterback doesn't have the awareness and the anticipation to get the ball to that particular player, accuracy is out the window.
Also, accuracy doesn't matter if you have receivers that can't catch the ball. But I will move on to my next point.
What would Tua's awareness be in Madden if you had to rate it?
20.
See, now you just hating.
Hey, I just hating. He looked like a deer in headlights to me when he sit back in the pocket. He can't get his check down.
You want to get? Look who your check downs. We went into the Buffalo game with a highly compromised Devontae Parker and special teamers masquerading as wide receivers. So at a certain point, we have to analyze, because you know, I know everyone wants to say, is Tua the future? He's the future. We can hate all we want to. He's the future. They've damn near said they're going to give him a full offseason to actually go through a full offseason, as opposed to an offseason where you're rehabbing the entire time. From my eyes, and I think from the eyes of the Dolphins organization, they've seen enough. They've seen enough to say, we will continue to help you develop, because we believe a fully developed Tua Tagovailoa is a starting quarterback in the NFL and the starting quarterback for this team. Any talks of moving him, number one, the whole Deshaun Watson thing is ludicrous.
Let's get on that though. Let's talk about that for a second.
It's really quick, ludicrous.
Let me interject really quick. Good point. Yeah. I want to bring up a good point. One of our guys that just jumped in the chat, Young Di, welcome to the chat, bro. I appreciate it. That's actually, we still waiting on our intro, bro. we still waiting on that intro, brother. Whenever you get the opportunity, get back to us. Let us know about that intro, man. We really need it, bro. We appreciate you for stopping by, though. Don't forget to subscribe, my G.
But we are talking about.
Let's get into that, though, Havoc.
We're talking about a franchise. We're heading into a situation where we're heading into the free agency with $37 million in cap space, and mind you, the cap is going down because of the reduced profits that the league as a whole is down by. So you mean to tell me that if we move, so we're going to move all the assets that we need to build up this team, and we're going to give up all the cap space in this team for one player, when we're going to be left with the same ass offense, with the exception of Deshaun Watson at quarterback? How is this team any closer to the Super Bowl?
I'm gonna let Banks go, because I value Banks' opinion from the outside looking in, and then I'm going to address this wide receiver issue, because before the season started, the Dolphins fans,
they lied to us about the training camp.
They said these receivers, this receiving core could be top 5.
They said Preston Williams was a possible 1,000-yard wide receiving candidate this season.
Yes. But he was hurt though.
Yeah, his issue is injuries. Though.
When you coming off of an ACL injury, you gotta
hot when he was healthy.
But Havoc though, you gotta bear with me here. You gotta let the man get his confidence back. He just came off of an ACL injury. Me speaking from a receiver.
We're gonna let Preston Williams get his confidence. We're gonna let Preston Williams get his experience, but we don't want to do the same thing with the quarterback, right?
But Havoc though. My issue with Tua is the fact that he did not try to push the ball down the field. I understand the talent, but it's the fact that you did not attempt to throw the football down the field to give them a shot. That's my argument. Mm-hmm. But Banks, I want to hear what you got to say though.
I mean, I think you both bring up, of course, like I said, on the outside looking in, I think you both bring up some really good points. To Havoc's point though, you're kind of invested in Tua, man. There's been a lot of decisions that have been made when you pay attention to the Dolphins franchise and the state that they're at right now. There's been a lot of decisions that have been made that are fortunately in the support of Tua. The city, and you also got to remember too, I think if they even made a decision on trading Tua, I think it will probably even cause a little bit of an uproar and locally in Miami because
you heard the article. There were players that were on board with him being the starter.
Right.
Who are the players?
Right. And to that point, that's where I was going. To that point.
And are they going to be on this team next year?
Probably not. Devontae Parker is a huge question mark. Preston Williams is another question mark. Preston Williams, they both have the upside for it, but they're just not consistent enough. And then you also got an issue with the offensive line. Even if they are consistent enough, you still got an issue with your offensive line that the offensive line doesn't hold up when it needs to hold up. I also think the Dolphins could really benefit from having a very good rushing attack to help out Tua, because when you think about when Tua's at his best, he has a really good running game, and he also has the weapons around him. Mm-hmm. That's been my knock on Tua when he got into the league. I have said that over and over and over again. Tua has had the luxury of playing with the best talent that you can offer football. He's always been surrounded by the greatest of talent, from high school all the way up to college, and now even well, not so much in the pro level, but the Dolphins are in a pretty good spot with that third pick. My question would be, what are they going to do with the third pick? Because things are, I mean, the way that these receivers looking come out of the draft this year, and the Dolphins having question marks at the receiver position, the Dolphins may want to invest in dropping one of those really good receivers and say, screw the offensive line, go after Devontae Smith, or
they out here calling Devontae Smith young Marvin Harrison.
Right, you may want to, or then you also got the possibility of jumping up and then taking Najee Harris at running back, and then coming back later on in the first round and then taking a receiver. The Dolphins need help on the offensive side of the ball. There's no question about it.
100%.
He needs somebody to throw the ball to. Devontae Parker, for some reason, just ain't getting the job done. It's just not happening. I don't know what it is. Not sure. Preston Williams, he's always hurt. I like Preston Williams. I think he's a really, he's a decent player. But is he a pro level number one receiver? No. You guys need somebody to throw the ball to, a big guy receiver that can go down the field, can stretch the field, and open up the offense more for Tua. That's what you guys need. And then you can worry about everything else, because the defense ain't a problem. The defense is gelled. That defense is solid. We don't have to touch the defense. You make a few improvements. You bring in more bodies for the rotation to get guys out when they're tired. You bring in more reserves, things like that. But the offense needs a lot of attention. It needs a lot of attention.
Mm-hmm. And, to a certain point, if we trade, and I'm going to go at the Deshaun Watson thing, because it's ludicrous that the Dolphins would trade for him. But if the Dolphins trade for him, one, you're giving up all this draft capital that you need to build up the rest of your offense. And two, you're giving up all your cap space that you need to build up your offense. If our offense is Deshaun Watson, go out there with what we got and make it happen. That ain't a path to the Super Bowl.
Havoc.
That ain't a path to the Super Bowl.
Let me ask you this, right? So let's say, because I strongly believe the asking price for Deshaun Watson is going to drop as we progress throughout the offseason. Okay. I feel like we can get away with giving Tua the third pick and a second.
No.
I think we can get away with that.
That's not gonna be enough.
I think we can get away with that.
That's not going to be enough.
As we draw closer to the draft, I feel like we can get away with that.
Let me tell you something. With articles like this that just came out, and with guys like, I'm not going to say guys like you, but I mean guys like you out here, tearing down this kid at every corner.
What do you mean? Guys like him for sure. Absolutely.
No.
Absolutely.
See.
Yeah,
There's this rumor. There's this rumor out there, right? That I just heard today that I have a hidden agenda. I don't have a hidden agenda. I'm just.
Oh, I spread that rumor. I spread that rumor.
Oh, you spreaded that shit.
You're a low-key Jets fan.
Well, we found the leak.
Yeah, you one of the sources, right?
That's where that came from.
You one of the sources.
Okay.
Oh, with Havoc. Well, it makes sense.
Okay.
Hey, look, DeVore. Always remember, it be your own people, bro. Never forget that, man.
Hey, not all skin folk are kinfolk.
God damn. You tried to hit a player.
Not all skin for the skin for. That is hilarious.
What did Cat Williams say in the Friday After Next? Oh, they tried to rob a player?
Yeah. Hey, listen, man. If for no other reason, the absolute best shot any franchise have of winning of making a deep playoff run is on the rookie contract of your quarterback. Because all that money listen, starting price for NFL caliber starting quarterback is $25 million a year. That's starting price nowadays. So if you got your quarterback on $6 million a season, that is your time to make your run. So right now it is our time to make our run and build out as complete a team as we can. And make that run. I'm not gonna throw that away.
And as much shit I talk about the Dolphins, man, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think Deshaun Watson will solve the problem. It would be great if y'all had him though, because I mean, like we said, Deshaun Johnson, in the words of Stephen A. Smith, that's a bad man.
Yes, he is.
He most definitely is.
And it is an
upgrade.
But Havoc though, think about him being in the tilt. Think about that for a second. Man,
is he going to throw
what
to?
jersey number would he wear though? Like,
Who is he going to throw to?
Devontae Parker, Preston Williams, Albert Wilson, Allen Hurns is coming back.
I do think that he'll make the offense better because he's a scrambler. He will definitely take off. That read option will be nasty.
Havoc, think about him being in the tilt. Think about that. I guarantee you. If you just sit back and think about the 2020 season, we just look up at the 2020 season. Mm-hmm. We win 2 more games.
We're not going to the Super Bowl. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I'm not worried about. I'm not worried about going to the first round of the playoffs. I'm worried about deep runs.
But Havoc though, see when we had this discussion about finishing drives. I guarantee you, in that Kansas City Chiefs game,
you got that old Dolphins fan mentality right there.
You're just trying to make it to the playoffs. I'm just saying that game we most definitely should have won. We forced 5 turnovers in that game.
Yeah,
we did not.
Hey, DeVore, do me a favor.
What's up?
Post that. What? Really quick. Post that comment by Di really quick. What do you guys think about this? This is crazy.
I'm gonna just throw this out there. Washington got.
Ooh, what?
No, hell no. Ain't nobody get it, Watson, but Miami. I don't care about Washington.
Yo, that would be nasty. That would be nasty. If Washington
they need more receivers than us.
That would be nasty.
Impossible.
That would be nasty.
That ain't happening. The only team that can make this trade happen is the Tilton Orange. We getting that dude.
We're not getting that dude. No. This would be a complete 180 of our rebuild strategy. A complete just throw it. Just throw it. Throw the whole thing away.
Havoc. Just think about it. By this defense creating turnovers the way that they did and put us in scoring distance. What's this dude's name? Deshaun Watson is not going to leave points on the board. He's going to take us to the promised land. Get on board of this motherfucker. Get on board.
DeVore, this is not Madden 2005 where Mike Vick is the cheat code and no matter what, you gonna win. This ain't it. You need
Bruh.
and I'm telling you right now, you need a whole team to win.
We got a whole team.
We don't.
Give us a running back, and I will say this: give us a running back, and I would probably say give us one more offensive lineman. We Super Bowl bound. We Super Bowl bound. I guarantee you that. We Super Bowl bound with that. I'm good. Everybody, like I just told you.
So let me ask you: how are you going to afford a running back and offensive lineman when
I just said one.
Deshaun Watson has effectively ate up your whole cap?
I just said we just need one though. We just need one offensive lineman. We need a right tackle. I would say we're gonna have to do something with Flowers, Eric Flowers. He got to go, but just need one more offensive lineman at tackle. You bring in a running back that poses a threat where people don't have to come out in 7-man fronts. Excuse me, just to stop. Well, excuse me, come out in 7-man fronts where we could actually have a threat over the top, and I think we're good. That's all we need.
Let me tell you something, Devore, and I'm gonna cap it off with this, man. You can't make gumbo in the microwave.
Why can't you?
You can't make gumbo. What do you mean? Why can't you?
Man, you ain't never been living in the hood. You can make gumbo in the microwave.
You cannot. Gumbo is a stew. What are you talking about? You cannot make a stew in the microwave.
Yes,
you can make it in a rice cooker. You can make it in a slow cooker, which is what we're doing right now. We got the slow cooker working. We done got a Super Bowl caliber defense right now. So if we can add the necessary pieces on offense and get everybody on board, we there. So for me, listen, in anything in life, if you want to be successful, you have to have long-term strategy. And you have short-term goals that equal your long-term strategy. Now, if you look at the Dolphins from the perspective of long-term strategy, the first offseason, build out the defense, get more draft capital, get more assets. Step 2, now we're going to address the offense. And you're going to give your quarterback a full offseason to actually develop as a quarterback, not just try to get the strength back in your hip, right?
I just thought about it.
So for me, when I'm looking at this situation, as long as we don't try and microwave the process, we gonna get to the promised land. And I understand. Look, I would love to take 20 minutes out of my day, simulate 2 seasons, and be at the Super Bowl. It don't work that way. We building this thing from the ground up. And that takes time. And for a fan base that hasn't seen a Super Bowl appearance since the 80s, you would think you'd be a little more patient. But
I'm patient, but when a quarterback like this is on the market, Havoc, I gotta take it.
Man, I thought about it like this.
What's up?
Go for it.
There's one team who we all know loves to take chances.
Let me tell you something. The Texans ain't taking Jared Goff's contract.
What if
the Rams ain't taking Watson's contract?
The Texans are not taking Jared Goff's contract.
We could absorb that contract,
bro.
No, you can't.
Could absorb that contract.
No, you can't. No,
you can't.
You can absorb that contract.
No, you can't. Didn't you just pay Aaron Donald, and you just got finished paying Jalen Ramsey?
Don't worry about that.
That cap got to be pretty damn cluttered right now. You ain't getting him. You ain't getting him.
Remember, we're offsetting contracts here. Jared Goff and Deshaun Watson, I'm sure, get paid around the same damn money.
It's basically offsetting, but I mean, the Texans already. I mean, they may still be paying Brock Osweiler, so I don't know if they are, rushing to pay another stiff, a ton of money.
D. Watson in the LA jersey. Oh
man,
listen, and I'll say it like this: if this was any other administration, I'd be like, seal the deal. But when I see we definitely got the head coach in place. I feel like we got the front office in place.
Debatable.
What? Brian Flores?
That's debatable at this point.
Oh, you smoking moon rocks.
I'm just saying.
Smoking moon rocks.
Havoc, think about it though. I don't
have to think about it. I don't watch the whole season.
Havoc, but think about it though. I'm just saying, like, there's got to be some type of rift in the locker room because when they ended up making that switch from Rich Fitzpatrick to Tua, There was some. I know for a fact there were some players that were upset
DeVore,
about that.
We know. Listen, when you bring in Chan Gailey, you know for a fact you ain't bringing him in for Tua, right? The game plan. The game plan at the beginning of the season was to ride out Fitzpatrick and see where that takes us. Because why else would you bring an offensive coordinator out of retirement that has the most chemistry with your perceived starting quarterback? What other reason if you're not bringing him in to maximize Ryan Fitzpatrick? That's the game plan, particularly coming into the season where he didn't have a real off season. He was rehabbing his hip all off season, basically. So you know he brought him in for Fitzpatrick. And it's clear as day you could see the play calling was vastly different when Tua was in there. So
maybe he just didn't know the offense. But let's get to Cap's question, though.
Yeah, I want to ask the Cap question. Let me ask you guys a question. You all have valid points, and I respect everyone's opinion here because I learned everyone. So why is it that the smoke hasn't been put out yet? Are you talking about in reference to the trade with Tua and Deshaun Watson? Or
I'll tell you why, man. It's the off season, and partly it's because of the NBA. Because the NBA basically created.
Oh, let's blame it on the NBA.
No, I'm saying the NBA created a media infrastructure where the league is being talked about 12 months a year. Right? Even in the offseason, some fans look forward to the offseason more than the regular season. They don't watch the regular season. They just want to see the movement, right? So what you're seeing here is some members of the media throwing some red meat out there, trying to make sure people stay engaged throughout the offseason. So what do? Well, several anonymous sources, my 3 kids eat dinner at the table around the corner telling me that they don't like Tua, so I'm going to write up a nice little article, and I'm going to say what I want to say, but since it's anonymous sources, no one can check me on it, and that's that. So this is all part of the larger scheme of the newspapers and the media companies trying to maintain engagement throughout the offseason by pushing narratives. Whether they're true or not, it does not matter as long as you're clicking.
I hope it works out for you guys. At the end of the day, I mean, this is all great talk, and this is awesome talk. I just hope it works out for you guys. I do. If Tua ends up, I think it will. If Tua ends up being the savior as has pretty much been appointed, I hope it works out for you guys. I do. But I'm on. I mean, I see like this. I mean, when you got like I understand what DeVore is saying here. When you got a talent like Deshaun Watson that's out there dangling in front of you, you do kind of got to throw your eye up at it, like
yeah, I'm like a rabbit with a carrot, like a rabbit with a carrot. You gotta get that carrot.
What's the asking price? What do you guys want for this? What do you want?
If the asking price is too much, then yes, I can understand it. But like I told you, as we progress throughout the offseason, as we draw closer to the draft, I strongly believe that asking price is going to come down to that 3rd overall pick, a 2nd, and Tua, and that's it. I strongly believe that.
Happy birthday, Jay Herm, bro. We definitely got to shout you out, bro.
Happy
we got to
birthday to you.
We got to stop for a second. Happy birthday, Jay Herm, buddy.
Oh yeah, happy birthday, Jay Herm, man.
To you, man. Happy birthday.
My singing voice ain't that great, but go ahead.
I can't sing either.
Happy birthday, Jay Herm. Appreciate you, buddy.
We're gonna go through the whole offseason, talk about is he the QB? Then the 2021 season's gonna start, and he's gonna be there week 1. So
right.
it's like I'm only acknowledging it because of what was written, but if you look at the game plan or the roadmap of building this franchise back up to respectability, at no point does throwing away our draft capital and our cap space for one player is part of that equation, because we are not one player away. We're a whole offense away at this point.
Oh, now you
started something though.
You cited it right there.
Am I?
Moving forward.
So you trust Jakeem Grant to be on time, on target, and catch the ball in the playoffs.
I just gave you 4 guys. I gave you Preston. I gave you Devontae. I gave you Albert Wilson. I gave you Allen Hurns. I gave you Kirk Merritt. I gave you
Kirk Merritt's still on the
who's the guy we got from the Raiders? Bowden. We got Bowden. Like, you got some receivers where you don't need to go out in the first round to get a receiver. Like, you got, like, come on now, just be patient. Just be patient. Can we
Well,
Oh,
develop?
now you want to be patient.
I've been patient. Y'all
Man,
the
please.
impatient ones. I've been patient.
I'm not impatient. I'm saying follow the game plan.
That's the game plan. Oh, all right. Hey, for the 8 people in the chat right now, this is how I feel. If we have the opportunity to get Deshaun Watson for a reasonable price, like I stated 3 times already, I'm jumping on that joint. Oh shoot! I almost dropped my water.
we should call this segment "Cap or Rap." We need to make this a segment where we just get stuff that's just out there, and we decide if it's cap, which means it's no bueno, or is it rap.
Oh, this whole
Real
Deshaun
rap.
Watson, Watson situation.
Coming soon. We're gonna work on that.
We're gonna
Big
add that in there. And
Big
my
cap.
bad, King Mill. Me personally, Mike Gesicki is not a tight end to me. He's more like a big slot receiver because
I would agree.
Yeah,
I love Gesicki.
He's
So
a new era tight end.
I wouldn't even call him a tight end.
Well, here's the thing: if you call him a wide receiver, his route running skills aren't good enough.
He's not even considered as a starter. Durham Smythe is the starter.
Technically, yeah, you're right.
So
He's a tweener at this point.
That's true.
He can't even peek, but he can't block though.
He's just a big receiver.
Yeah,
so if
pretty
you
much.
want to add him to the
Pretty
receiving
much.
core, that's cool. But
The new era of Rondé Gadsden.
basically. But we got to get to the game of the week here.
Yes.
We got to get to the game of the week before we ended up closing this out. Banks seems to disagree with me that this isn't the game of the week, but you got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the Tom Brady led Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the Drew Brees led New Orleans Saints. This is the 3rd matchup of the year. We've never had a matchup like this where Drew Brees and Tom Brady have faced off in the playoffs.
Look, man, it's all or nothing. Right, the Buccaneers were built for this moment. Boy, Alvin Kamara, he is blazing hot right now. But the Buccaneers, at the very least, have a plan to slow him down. I don't know if you can stop him, but you got a plan to slow him down. But do the Saints defense do they have a plan to slow down the Buccaneers offense? Because they got wide receivers out the ears out there. Man, it's one of these things, man. Betting on Tom Brady in the playoffs every year, you're not going to win every bet, but it's a pretty solid bet.
He ain't at home. I'm taking the Saints. No questions.
I'm going to take the Bucks.
Clean sweep.
I'm going to take the Buccaneers.
Clean sweep. Banks, I already know what Banks is going to say, but go ahead.
You actually be surprised what I got to say. Of course, you know I'm going.
I know you too well. I already know what you're gonna say.
Of course, you know I'm going to Buccaneers. But
you go on your knees for Tom Brady. I already know.
but because everybody knows I just love me some Tom Brady, man. I love Tom Brady. It's my man crush. But my question mark is the Buccaneers defense. They are pretty shitty on defense. And I don't know, man. I was very upset, and I guess I'm being a little bit bitchy right now because I lost the spread with them this week. They actually won by 8 points exactly, and I was very upset about that because I picked that game to go over, and they won by 8 points exactly, and it kind of made me upset, and I lost a bet. It was 8.5, and they won exactly by 8. And that was about $236 I could have won. But anyway, I'm going to go with the Buccaneers, but I just have question marks on the Buccaneers defense. I feel like their defense is really damn shitty, and we don't know which defense we're going to get. Hopefully that defense comes to play because Tom Brady is definitely coming to play. Tom Brady's going to have that grudge or that chip on his shoulder this game, boy. Losing to the Buccaneers twice in the regular season, happen to hear that, it's either them or nothing. Nah. I don't see Brady losing to that 3 times in a row, bro. Give me the Bucks, and you guys know I'm not picking the Saints anyway because I hate that franchise. I hate that fan base. They're a bunch of crybabies. They whine. If I can tell you this, though, I can guarantee you this: if the Saints do lose this game, I guarantee you the Saints will have an excuse as to why they lost. Guarantee you. It always happens. It's always something with the Saints.
I mean, I don't feel one way or the other about either franchise, quite frankly. But
I do. I just don't want Tom Brady to go back to the Super Bowl. Nope, don't want him to go back to the Super
yeah.
Bowl. I'm good. I don't need to see that.
Well,
I'm,
you
I'm
know
tired of
what?
looking at that.
We gonna we next week we're gonna find out who did what. That's what I'm excited to find out.
Who done it?
Who did
Oh
it?
yeah, we definitely will.
Who
We
done
definitely
it?
will. Tom Brady going home. Any final thoughts before we end up closing this out, fellas?
Um, yeah, as always, appreciate the opportunity to come out here and talk to the people. Special edition, no passes given tomorrow night. State of the Dolphins. We gonna, it's just a couple of people, just casually talking about the team. Nothing crazy. Don't let the media whirl you up into a hype. Especially when they're using unsubstantiated sources. But as always, fins up, and I appreciate y'all coming through.
We can see you.
Why are you acting like you're not live right now?
I'm just so happy, man.
Hey, he just stunting with that T-shirt on because after Saturday he ain't gonna be wearing that mug no more till next year.
How about this? If we lose, I'll burn it live.
Man, you ain't gonna burn that joint.
If we lose, I'll burn it. Want to take that bet?
Yeah, I ain't taking no bet, but you ain't burning it.
If we lose, I'll burn this shirt. If we win, you gotta burn your most favorite Dolphins gear you got.
Don't take that bet. That shirt costs $15.
I'm not taking that bet.
Damn, you hit it right on the head, bro.
That joint was I think it definitely was $15. My joint has sentimental value. It was given to me.
So burn it.
You know what? I think I'm gonna burn my Tua jersey when we trade for Deshaun Watson.
But as always, guys, it's always a pleasure to have you guys a part of the podcast. Have it. Thank you so much for coming by, considering your situation personally, man. We pulling for you, praying for you, man. Shake, we missed you, buddy. I hope you got your rest. I don't know if you'll be employed next week, but we'll see. It's up in the air. We'd like to have you back on. Again, just thank you to everybody that comes by every week, man. Happy birthday, Jay Hearn. Again, we gotta thank you, man. I wish we knew it was your birthday. We probably would have maybe bought you a cake and sung you happy birthday or something, man, because you deserve it, bro. You've been
send it through the Not for Debate podcast teleportation device.
Right. we got you a cake or something, or a cupcake or something, and I would have ate it for you. But thank you guys so much for coming by. Everybody that's participating in the chat. People that's just popping into the podcast at random. I mean, I wasn't expecting a couple of people to come in randomly, but as you know, as the boy like to say, the YouTube algorithm is working. So I don't know anything about YouTube, but thank you guys so much, man. Thank you, Devore, for everything that you do. Have it. Thank you for coming by. Shape, thank you guys for being a part of the podcast. I love you guys. And yeah, that's it, man. Y'all know how I do.
Salute.
Well, to piggyback off of what these two guys have said, most definitely the comment section is most definitely jumping. I appreciate that 100%. All the support, we appreciate it. Just be sure to go ahead and share the podcast, like it, and most definitely subscribe. This is the Not for Debate.
Yeah, really quick. At DI, yes, we did talk about the Oladipo trade. That was about, I want to say about 25 or 30 minutes ago. We'll probably timestamp it.
25, 30 minutes ago. We about an hour and 43 minutes in.
We touched on James Harden right from the jump. So run it back. It's around the beginning.
Don't miss out on because Devore actually uploads pieces of the podcast throughout the week. So you guys, you won't miss if you want to feel listen to your favorite topics again. Don't forget to hit the subscribe and the notification. So that when you guys be notified whenever those videos are posted, you guys can just go back and re-listen.
Shout out to the whole thing. David Herrera, appreciate all y'all coming through.
Yeah, man.
Definitely appreciate the subscription, David Herrera.
What's the new guy that came in that brought a lot of feedback too? What's the guy's name? Damn it. Cat for Life, David Herrera, Young Di.
David Herrera just subbed actually.
Thank you, brother. Kyle Sean 86. King Mill. Yeah, man. You're definitely very active in the comments, bro. So thank you, King Mill. We appreciate you, buddy.
All right, man. This is the Not for Debate. We up out of here, man.
See y'all, man.